October 21st, 1978, 7:06 p.m. A 20-year-old pilot named Frederick Valentich is flying over Bass Strait, 200 kilometers of open ocean between mainland Australia and Tasmania. Skies are clear. Aircraft is functioning normally. Flight plan is filed. He makes contact with air traffic control and asks one question. Is there any known traffic in my area below 5,000 feet? Melbourne responds, no known traffic. You are alone up there. Frederick responds immediately. That is strange, because there is a large aircraft below 5,000, and it is not on your radar. What happens in the next 17 minutes has never been explained. Frederick Valentich was never found. Frederick Valentich was not a troubled young man. He was disciplined, methodical, passionate about flying. He had been working toward his commercial pilot license. People who knew him said aviation was his entire world. He had applied to join the Royal Australian Air Force twice. Both times rejected. Some sources say his documented interest in unexplained aerial phenomena raised concerns among evaluators. Whether that detail matters to what happened over Bass Strait that night, I leave for you to decide. On the evening of October 21st, he departed Moorabbin Airport at 6:19 p.m. Destination: King Island, Tasmania. Distance: 235 kilometers. Routine flight. Clear weather. He was due to land by 7:28. He never contacted King Island. At 7:06 p.m., Frederick contacts Melbourne Flight Service. The controller on duty is Steve Roby. I am going to read you the transmission exactly as it appears in the official government record. Frederick reports a large aircraft below 5,000 feet. Melbourne confirms, no known traffic. Frederick says it has 4 bright landing lights. It is moving at high speed. It has just passed over him, not below him, over him, at less than 1,000 feet. Melbourne checks again. Nothing on radar. Nothing that should be there. Frederick transmits again. The object is now orbiting above his aircraft. It has a shiny metallic surface. It is elongated. He cannot identify it. Then he reports something that aviation analysts would later confirm from the audio recording itself. His engine is running rough. The irregular sound is audible on the tape. Not reported. Confirmed. By people who analyzed the recording. Something was interfering with his aircraft. At 7:12, the object disappears. Frederick sounds briefly relieved. Melbourne asks him to confirm his intentions. He says he is proceeding to King Island. 18 seconds later, he transmits again. It is not an aircraft. Those are the last coherent words Frederick Valentich ever spoke. The official transcript records what follows as 17 seconds of unidentified metallic scraping sound. Then the frequency goes dead. Melbourne calls him for 4 minutes straight. No response. Ever. The search for Frederick Valentich covered over 200 square miles of Bass Strait. Aircraft, ships, divers, days of searching. They found nothing. No wreckage, no fuel slick, no personal effects, no emergency beacon. In every aviation accident in recorded history, something is found. Something always survives impact with water. Nothing was found. The official determination from the Australian Department of Transport read as follows. The reason for the disappearance of the aircraft has not been determined. Not accident, not pilot error, not mechanical failure, not determined. Following the disappearance, the Australian government collected over 150 witness reports from civilians across the Bass Strait region, all reporting an unusual bright object in the sky on the night Frederick vanished. Those reports were sealed from public access. The investigation files remained classified for 34 years. When they were finally released in 2012, key sections were redacted. Pages were missing. The 150 witness reports were not included. They have never been released. Frederick Valentich would be 66 years old today. Somewhere in an Australian government archive, in a file that has never been fully released, are the testimonies of 150 people who saw something over Bass Strait the night he disappeared. We do not know what they saw. We do not know what Frederick saw. We do not know what made that sound in the last 17 seconds of his transmission. But Frederick Valentich told us exactly what he thought it was. In 5 words: it is not an aircraft. What do you think happened? Drop your theory below. The most compelling ones become their own episode. Subscribe to Atomic Dark. Next week, we open another file, one the government tried very hard to lose.